crafters, miners, and crafters and creepers. Um, Back to Spinfoil TV. I'm your host, Hako, and today I am on the hunt for an ideal seed. Now, I have a couple of worlds here that I started up, tinkered around in, and they're not all that great. Um, let's load this guy here first. I'll just go ahead. I'm also building a Gundam RX-78. It is the kit that came out as a convention exclusive. A Gundam marker, highlighter, and some snips. So I'm finally building that while I wait for this game to load. Okay, here we go. So you can see the coordinates. This is where this is. This was a pine forest, uh, spruce forest village. It's loading in. I cleared out the small workshop here, expanded the other small building over here, and made myself the ubiquitous villager barracks. This is how I make sure that the villagers that I am working with stay safe. Mostly because I haven't actually torn down much of the other buildings. I tore out a building that was here to use the materials here, but I pulled all the beds. First thing I'll do is I'll pick a spot in the village that seems to be where the villagers like to crowd the most. Now, villager mechanics have changed a lot over PlayStation 4. Um, the AI has been improved many times. They no longer like to jump into holes. Like, say, for instance, if I was digging this and I did that, there would be a villager standing over here. He'd boom straight right in, and just be crazy. Um, Made mining around villagers or building around villagers a little bit difficult, but now they're not so much in the way anymore. This golem is going to get his butt killed on that bush eventually, so let's go ahead and take that out. And here we go, straight for the next one. Yeah, I don't know about golem AI. Golem AI seems to still be on the nutty side. So yeah, villagers are no longer drastically suicidal. They do like to explore. They do like to get out and roam around their village, maybe a little bit to the outside. So when I first get into a village, I'll spend a couple of game days just kind of watching their behavior and taking note of where they want to congregate, because that's something that villagers still do. They still do some crowding, although it's not nearly as bad as it used to be back in Java on console. Um, so I think it was Java on console. I don't know. Somebody told me that before we moved to this Bedrock version, we were on Java. So that's kind of what I know. Anyway, so yeah, so I took a while, watched them, and they seemed to like congregate between. This was an apartment, and this was a grindstone uh, hut over in this corner. So first thing I'll do is I went ahead and I got a rough head count of who of what the villagers were. Grabbed all the plotted out the building, made this simple barracks. It's not spider proof, but then again, spiders don't attack villagers. That's the only thing I'm worried about. I do want to get some windows up, or maybe even some doors, hatches like those, uh, so that eventually when the zombies do start procking, they don't have problems. There's a pillager camp off to the distance over there, but yeah. So another good way to prevent zombies from attacking is putting down these shrubs, these sweet berries. Um, so the zombies will take damage for that. And so anyway, yeah. So once the barrack building is made, I gather all the beds up and lay them all out. If there's any of those crafter awnings, uh, like in the oak and birch forests, uh, these little like lean-tos, they'll actually be they'll look like little awnings. They'll look like little tents. They'll have some 6 blocks of wool in them and enough wood around them to actually make 2 beds. So I'll take those down and add beds in here. Then move the bed over, give it a good hang, get a good whack here and there. Gather all the villagers up. The golem comes around and stuff. I get a full census of what's going on. Then I'll start gathering up all the crafting stations and put them in between the beds, as you see here. And after that, just start, tooling the village. I used to barricade them in. Now, play with my daughters on one of their servers, and we have barricaded those villagers in because there's a lot of times where we will provoke pillagers and just to have the raids, and it's a lot of good fun. But we don't want the villagers to get murdered, so we have them secured in a nice looking kind of a great house. But anyway, so there's a pillager base out in that direction. Um, this is the coordinates again, like I said, when you spawn into this world, and I'm going to go ahead and leave the world and show you guys the. Actually, oh, I didn't need to leave the world. Well, I'm going to leave the world anyway because I want to show you the other one I found, and I called this one off-world. Wait, no. Uh, okay, this is the one here. All right, so this is the seed for the world we just looked at, and there you go. I'll leave that there for a couple seconds so you can see what is going on. Alright, and now we're going to go ahead and we're going to leave this menu. And we're going to go to this one here. This is another world that I spawned into. I'm going to first show you the seed on this one. It's a desert village that's kind of near the spawn. There's the seed. And we'll go ahead and load the world up. I could have loaded from the settings menu. I'm still getting used to the menus of the game, even though it's been up for a long time. I really haven't played Minecraft like this except for when I join in with my kids' world, and they just send me an invite, so I don't even have to go to the menus. I just load up my game, go to the invite, and there it is. I don't have admin control on that world, obviously, so there's no need for me to look into settings there. So yeah, which is kind of nice. Hosting a world can be a bit of a challenge. So I am exploring here a little bit. Oh, wait, this is the same. Oh, I am so sorry, guys. I completely dinked up on this. I don't know how that happened. Give me a second. Alright. We're supposed to load this one. Okay. There we go. I don't know why it did that. That was weird. So, work on this model a little bit while we wait for the load screen, because it's going to take a little bit longer now because we're going from one to the other. I mean, I don't really mind being online all the time. Part of the appeal that I had with Minecraft was that I just dropped a piece on the floor. I'll get that later. Part of the appeal of Minecraft for me was that it was. Sorry, buddy. I don't want you guys to die, so I'm going to sleep here. That you can play it offline. Now you can still play the game offline, but I haven't tested it out. But I'm pretty sure I won't be able to access my actual world packs that I had purchased during Java, which then got ported over. So I'm going to test that out in a little while. So anyway, this is the sandstone village near the coordinates right there again. 1,000. Okay, we got some enemies up here. Do I have a sword with me? I do not. That's okay. Husks are light resistant. Daywalkers. Hey, he went pretty quickly. Um, so that's that. The seed, the spawn point, as you can see, is almost like right here. It's kind of really close. You spawn somewhere back that way. Whoops, just I keep doing that. A little bit out that way. Um, so where's it out that way? Let me see. It's out that way. Okay. And then of course I'm going to go ahead and give you the seed on this one because I'm not sure if I did that right the last time. So there it is. Yeah, I did that right last time. So that's it. And I'm playing this one on normal because, like I said, I'm just exploring. Um, it was a pretty good. I mean, the loot in the village is pretty decent. You got a couple of bricks of gold. That might change, of course. Um, I'm okay with. That's the first time I've seen a tower like that in a sandstone village, which is kind of nice. This is also pretty decent. This is new. It's a nice little design there. Um, he got poisoned somehow from a witch or oh, from a husk. Okay, there's another husk right here going at it. So some pretty good monster around here. I don't think husks can turn villagers into zombies. They'll just kill them, I think. Um, so yeah. What's up there? Oh, I see. It's just this. No way to actually get to the roof. So this is a pretty cool little. I mean, the way village is designed, you can actually. Let's get up on top of the tower here. I'm just gonna set my spawn point there. I found that the least nauseous way of climbing towers like this is just do it that way. All right. So looking at the village from above here, uh, it's got pretty good geometry. Not too many levels in it. You could actually convert this all into a nice, citadel just by closing off the gaps between the buildings. Just going doing all that. The villagers don't seem to want. He wandered all the way out there. There's a temple out that way. That guy wandered all the way out there though, so that's kind of difficult. But from what it looks like, it is actually just one large building. There's a keep at that end right there. I'm not sure what it is. I don't think I actually explored that yet. Let's go take a look. See, like I said, all you have to do is put like a 3-block wall right there, and everything's fine. Glows these up really nice. So it's, I mean, geographically speaking, it's lined up pretty nicely. Oh yeah, we've been in here already. This looks like it might be kind of like a throne room or something, or oh, it's the temple. There's the cleric. Okay, yeah, I have been in there. So pretty good seed, pretty good map, pretty good. I mean, lots of glass availability out here. You know, for the alchemy station, all you have to do is get to the Nether. I haven't really gone off and explored too much around the area, so don't really see. Can't tell you too much about what to expect in the caves or anything like that. But there's plenty of caves in the area, which is why I would recommend spending the first couple days here castling up on that village, just so that you can protect the villagers and make sure that there's not going to be too many problems. Um, doesn't look like a hollow desert. This is different. So lots of ravines and things to explore in. I would definitely say this would be a group map. You want to come in with a team of 2, maybe 3 other players, and just go nuts. Just securing the village, building it up, leveling out these over areas here because you don't want. Well, like I said, the only thing that attacks villagers are the zombies, um, zombies, husks, and strays. I don't think drowned attack these villagers, but I'm not gonna say they don't. I think they are hostile towards villagers. But you got a golem to start with, and of course, underneath the deserts, there's a higher chance of iron. You've got some maces over there. It looks like I think those are maces. So there's gold in the area. Uh, yeah, I might actually come back into this one and build a little bit more with it. For now, we're going to go ahead and leave. And I'm going to show you my last little exploration that I've been tinkering with. Not no villages nearby, but there's a pillager base just a little bit off of spawn. So we're waiting for this. So like I said, playing offline is one of the things I liked about Minecraft, mainly because a lot of times you would have problems like well we have really bad internet connection out here. We don't not paying for bad internet connection. It's just the infrastructure is just not the best in my opinion. So here is the seed for this one. Kind of looks familiar. Um, 1424353263. I'm going to write that down and compare it to the other one because that might be pretty similar. One of the things I've noticed in the game is that lately it seems there are I'm able to recognize chunk patterns in Bedrock a whole lot more than I did in Java. Back in Java, chunk patterns were not so repetitive, but there are definite repetitions here in this one. All right, so we're gonna play this game. So yeah, being persistently online to access my mashup packs and everything, it's just, or my custom character skin, it's just kind of disappointing, mostly because the game lags out. Now, I did do an experiment. I turned off my internet on the console, and you basically spawn right out there on that river where that spruce is decaying, and then you get a honeybee a beehive right here. I have been cultivating these guys. I've been breeding the bees, and they've been wandering off. I'm hoping that they'll start new colonies. I don't know if they do that or not. But this is the house that I built out here over a couple of nights. Something simple. And then out back that way, a little past the forest, is a pillager base, which I'm going to presume means that there's an actual village nearby, because I don't think pillager bases just spawn for no reason. I think they kind of spawn more or less near. So it's like if you're, this is, that's north. So check my map here. So if you head south a little bit deep, see where I have maximum exploration right there in the down in the middle. That's kind of right about here, just about right there. That's where the pillager base is. Um, and they're pretty active. They are pretty active. In fact, you'll start drawing aggro. They wander. I've seen them wander as far towards the north as right about here. My fault though, because I did piss them off, and they chased me. I had to jump into the river and then come across this snow biome area. So yeah, I'm kind of curious to see if further down over around here, maybe over here, there might be a village. But in the meantime, I'm just kind of hanging out here, playing with the bumblebees, and yeah, well, I should probably collect some honey while doing this. I'm sure they're at the level 5 right now. But I'm half expecting to have some pillage. Oh, not really? Not yet? Come on, guys. Why aren't you getting any bumble in there? Come on, get some food in there. Come on, baby. Knock, knock. Anybody home? Yeah. Alrighty. So yeah, skeletons will spawn in that area over there. The little cave zone over there. Um, so yeah, hit them up, get the bone meal, grow more flowers for the bees, breed the bees. This cave that I've been building into, digging out. So pretty light stuff. Playing it on normal. So, oh, cool. Finally, we got some honey. Yeah, I'm gonna make a honey block eventually. And once I get some iron going, then I'm gonna get the shears, start collecting honeycomb, making beehives, and this whole area is basically gonna turn into my apiary. Alright, so we're gonna leave this one, but like I said, I'm still on the quest to find a map that has a village right near the spawn. I would like to have one in visual range. The reason being is that if I invite people out to the spawn, yeah, as a host with cheats and all that shit, I could go ahead and reset the spawn point so I could spawn you guys wherever, but I don't want that. I like the randomness of brand new worlds. Coffee, yum. So we're going to head. We're going to create a new world. We don't have to worry about any of this. I'm not even going to worry about a bonus chest. I'm not going to worry about that. It's blank seed. So, boom. And then we'll go. Just do it. Let's see what we get. So typically we start that there. Yep, yep. Wow. Okay. All right. So, huh? It's a big forest. Let's see if we can get up on top before we start whacking away. Uh, yeah, that's kind of disappointing. I mean, as a solo survival world, not bad, honestly. Um, Definitely has its charms. Plenty of wood and stone. There's some pumpkins. Pumpkins are typically a good sight. Oh, there is a village. Way the hell out that way. Well, it's not right off the spawn, but it is, um, for the most part, pretty good. Let's go ahead and let's get ourselves some trees. Start off with 3 blocks. Okay, do that, do that, do that. And we want that. Whoops, and that. I don't like hangers, floaters, or anything like that. So if I take out an oak tree, I try to take out it all. I won't. We got a little bit of a journey ahead of us, though, so I have to be kind of aware of the fact that it's going to be nighttime soon. I think this might have been some joint trees. This was a big tree. I don't know. Maybe I'll leave some of it behind. It'd be kind of neat to have trees just naturally respawn on their own, especially if like saplings drop. You know, rather than having them, rather than requiring you to replant them. If saplings were to just drop and then, like in the real world, uh, just take root and start growing, that would be kind of neat. I mean, animals respawn. You know, I remember one world in Java though. My youngest and I were playing, and we made a tower, and we went crazy farming all the cows in the area, and for I would say a good solid maybe a month's worth of playing, which we played like maybe twice a week. So for about 8 sessions, 2 3 hour sessions each. It took forever for cows to finally respawn, and when we finally did get a couple, we immediately corralled them and went for it. Oh, see, it's off map. So, see, that's the thing is, I was hoping that there would be a village spawning on map. Um, Back in the earlier editions, I did what was called an Iron Challenge or Iron Quest, and basically, what it was is that you weren't allowed to make any beds uh, unless until after everyone had made at least one set of iron armor and at least one iron tool, and that was kind of that was the challenge. And if you died, you weren't allowed to interact with the other players, and you had to go off map. So we had everything on a single map, and I would play medium world for that, or actually I would start with small world, and then of course if a player died, then they weren't allowed to play anymore, but they could spectate, just as long as they didn't interact with anything. And we did play it on hard mode, hard difficulty. So that was it was a really fun thing. I mean, most times you know, we it was really basically played a game to the death. Since it was just the two of us playing, the first person to die obviously made the other person the winner by default. So we would just rewrite the scenario and then you go just go nuts playing the game, playing the world until we got bored with it, or something disastrous happened, like I don't know, zombie siege. Uh, I do kind of like playing around villages because they do offer some immediate in-game resources. These guys are pretty much paupers here. I've noticed that the pine, excuse me, the spruce wood villages and the desert villages seem to be a bit more um, affluent. What is this guy? Got some major problems here. He's got an emerald in that spot. Okay. Wow, there's a lot of elevations and stuff. Can a villager get up? No, see, the villagers can't even get up there. That's going to be difficult. Mm, this is a very familiar looking chunk. I can hear zombies. Wow. Oh yeah, this is definitely a familiar chunk. The whole village stuck in a niche kind of shit. But he looks like a regular guy. Alright, let's just get up here. Did I? Oh, yeah, I went too far. Okay. Whoops. Hello. Yeah. I don't know. I'm kind of not liking it. Just seems it's definitely more difficult to defend. This would be a challenge in itself to defend. Um, so I don't know. I don't think so. I don't think so. I want to stay on the map anyway. So we have this village here. So if we go this way, actually, hold on a second. Let me put this up in my hands. There we go. Let's try the other direction. Let's try going back on map. Oh, we were way off map. Let's see down here somewhere. See, I would expect a village to like spawn somewhere out in these open areas. That's what I would expect, but you know. Up there is one out there, and it looks like it's on map. I like the fact that the new locator maps uh, do actually. Oh, cool! There's bees here too. Do actually, even though you go off map, it shows the direction that your character is running. That's really, really helpful because there's been many times in the older editions where we've had a playmate, fall off the map pretty much, and then they're like, I don't know where I am, I don't know which direction I'm going, and I'm like, but then of course there was like they had their map, but the map had coordinates on it, but then you have wee kids who are not picking up so much on the coordinate system, so that's like trying to get out there to find them and bring them in was always a bit of an adventure. Oh, these guys are right off of a pillager spawn too. This might actually be a pretty darn fun game to play. But they're really close to the pillagers, so oh no. Yeah, this is okay. Now, see, when you have a situation, did he just lose his profession? I think he did. So when you have a situation like this, where you've got a bunch of buildings that are just like all over the place, as far as the levels are concerned, and there's lots of holes everywhere. There's Nitwit, lovely. Um, you know, try to find a building that is relatively secure, or two buildings that are close together, and then just kind of join them. And like this right here, I could join these two buildings by extending the wall out this way to there, extending that wall there, and then I could go ahead and or I could just make a new one. This has got the size for it though. This is excuse me. This has got a pretty good size for it. Sorry, Bo. I'm gonna need that. I'm gonna borrow his chest here and just toss some of my goods into this because I want to go check out that pillager base. Okay, is it nighttime? Yep. Okay. Yeah, with all those caves and holes everywhere, you definitely want to secure them so that there's less chance of hostile mobs ambushing them, because that'll happen more than anything else. Is what'll happen is you'll get a zombie spawn somewhere under there, and then it'll just, well, this guy, he just dove off and took lethal damage, and now he's going to die. Damn. Okay. Let's see if I can rescue him. So he does understand that. That's nice. There we go. Yeah, whoop. Alright, so this is probably going to be a one-way trip, but we're going to go ahead and check them out. Let's see. Yeah, let's see. There you go. Alright, so we got like a couple of guys in the water. There's a golem stuck in a animal. Oh, if I pop this cage, what'll happen is that the golem will go after everybody. But I have to survive long enough to do that. Oh, I just tried to roll dodge out of the way because I was playing Destiny earlier. Yeah. Dead. Alright, so we're going to main menu on this. Yeah, that's a good seed if you want to go ahead and play this one. I probably will tinker around with it, but that's about all I want to put into this today. You've been watching Spinfoil TV. I know it's predominantly a Destiny channel, but every now and then I like to show some Minecraft stuff that I've discovered, some seeds that are pretty nice. Maybe start some kind of leave a comment. Leave a comment with a seed number that you have found that was pretty interesting, and some coordinates of the nearby villages. Like I said, I am on the hunt for a seed that has a village within the chunk of the spawn. Would be nice. Because back in Java, I was able to find tons of those. I've been plugging those numbers in, and they just don't generate the same thing. They're wild stuff. But yeah, maybe next episode, I'll go ahead and I'll put in some of those numbers, and you can see what happens. It's pretty amazing. Anyway, have fun. I'll catch you later.